Hey guys, I'm Jarnagin, creator of the Lightroom Retouching Toolkit, and today I'm going to share with you a few tricks that I've learned for Lightroom that previously I thought you can only do in Photoshop. So here I am in Lightroom 5. This will also work for Lightroom 4, and I'm in the Develop module. The first little trick is a tilt shift effect. So to achieve that, we're going to come up here to the top right to our graduated filters. You can press M to get there, that's your hotkey, or just click this little rectangle in the top right. And we're going to come down and lower the clarity to -50 and the sharpness to -100. And that's going to give us that blur effect that a tilt shift lens provides. So then we can just come back over to the image and click where we want that effect to start, hold down and drag, and release where we want it to end. So up here at the top, this line here, everything above that is 100% of the effects that we have over here. This midpoint would be 50%, and down here is 25%, or I'm sorry, 0%. So it's going to gradient all the way down, and we can adjust how quickly it gradients by clicking and dragging on this bottom line or the top line. And we can move that effect by clicking on the pin and holding and dragging, and we can move the whole thing. You can also double up on that effect by clicking and dragging again. And with the tilt shift, I try not to ever go onto someone's face. I try to let that end a little bit prior to where they're at. You could also do this horizontally. So with a horizontal image, I'll do from the edges, left and right, and then top and bottom usually for vertical. So we'll also come up from the bottom, and I'm actually going to go into there, close a little bit, and once again, I'm going to double that to really bring out that effect. So here is the before and after. So it's not 100% accurate to what a tilt shift lens would do, but it is a really good fake, and it really draws your eye to the subject as well. And if you want to make any changes, you can just click on one of the pins. You can delete one by just hitting delete. You just have to make sure you have it selected, and you can make changes over here. So if you didn't want it to be as blurry, you can change the sharpness. So it's really open to your interpretation of how you want it to be on the image and how much of the effect you want to be applied. So in addition to that, we can also stay in the same dialog box and add sun flare. So anytime you're adding a new effect, you need to click New. And I'm actually going to select a pre-made effect here. But you can recreate it by turning the temp up to 18, 20, somewhere in there. These can all be modified to your liking. That's going to give the warmth of sun flare, and then I turn the contrast down to -65 and the shadows up to 65, and that's going to reduce the contrast, which is what happens when the sun gets in your lens. So you could then drag this from the corners. You can drag it from the top straight down. For this image, I'm going to go straight down from the top. And it's okay if this gets on your subjects a little bit. So here's our before and after. That's with the blur as well. And if you don't like the warmth, you can turn that down over here, and it's going to make the adjustment over here. If you ever need to reset an effect, anything within Lightroom that has the name beside it and a slider, you can just double click the name, and that'll reset it to 0. So let's move on to another image. We have the same settings, so all we need to do is click at the top and drag down to add the sun flare, and then make any changes to the settings that you want. If you want to save these settings, all you have to do is click next to Effect and go down to Save Current Settings as New Preset, and just save that sun flare, and then you can refer back to that later and apply sun flare to other images. We'll go ahead and do the tilt shift effect again. So to do that, I'll click New. I'm going to select the Lightroom Retouching Toolkit Blur Brush. If you don't have the LRT yet, you can just turn the clarity down to -50 and the sharpness down to -100. And then you're welcome to save those settings. And then repeat for the tilt shift. Again, we'll just drag this in from the edges twice on both sides. And then here's the before and after. And the combination of those two gives it a really nice dreamy effect. Really softens it up and puts your focus on the subject. So another thing that bothered me about Lightroom when I got it was that there was no built-in retouching solution. I still had to go to Photoshop to retouch my images, and that was slowing down my workflow, having to jump from program to program. So being a problem solver and a crazy person, I came up with my own solution, and that's the Lightroom Retouching Toolkit. It's 48 adjustment brushes that allow you to smooth skin, enhance eyes, remove bags, reduce redness, apply makeup, spray tan. There's brushes for the hair, the teeth, the lips, white balance, dodge and burn, you name it. Everything you need to retouch an image is built into the Lightroom Retouching Toolkit. It lives within your adjustment brushes panel, and here's a list of all the brushes. They're all categorized so you can find them quickly and easily to keep your workflow working for you, not against you. So once you select a brush, all you have to do is paint it on the area that you want it. You can change the size of your brush by using the bracket keys. I really recommend doing that because it's going to speed up a lot of your detail work. So there we go. So here's the before and after with the beauty brush. We can take it a step further by clicking New and then going to Baby Blues to enhance the eyes. We just paint this right over the pupils. That's going to brighten and sharpen the eyes, so before and after with both the skin and the eyes. There's also some redness on her shoulders that we can remove by hitting New and going down to Skin, Reduce Redness. A few of these brushes come in different strengths. So if we paint that on and we don't think it's effective enough, we can simply click to Reduce Redness Plus. That's going to intensify the effect. So here's our before and after. And I'll even apply some makeup. Let's do eyeliner. It's a little more detailed. Probably should have zoomed in and done myself a favor. But that's okay. So, before and after. If you'd like to learn more about how you can speed up your workflow and keep it contained within Lightroom, head to lightroomretouching.com and pick up the Lightroom Retouching Toolkit. It includes 48 adjustment brushes for Lightroom 4 and 5, and it's only $89. I'm Brett Jarnagin. Thanks for your time, and have fun.